All right, guys, we have a special episode for you tonight. I don't know why I'm always with the guest speakers. Before we had Annalise, and tonight we have Joe. Joe, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm ready to get going here.
So just to preface this, Britton is sick. His kid got COVID. He thinks he has COVID. We all hope he's going to get well. And, you know, I asked my friend, like, hey, do you want to come on the podcast? And Joe graciously obliged. Now, tonight is going to be a special episode because I found a thread that is a question I feel like humans have asked themselves for almost thousands of years, and at least me personally, maybe I'm biased. And what do you know what that question is, Joe?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I ask myself at least 30 times a day. Sometimes I don't, and that's a bad thing, but am I the asshole? Probably.
So, I want to throw you a story, Joe. Me and Joe have been really good friends since I would say about high school. You know, I think we met in a math class, and math. We love math, and we got to drive around 2005, right? Probably we got 16. We got our driver's license, right?
Oh yeah.
And The Punisher came out in 2004, and I was so excited about The Punisher because that was a badass show. Right? It's about a guy doing vigilante justice, but he's kind of an asshole, right? Because he just murders the fuck out of, like, villains, okay? Now, I'm not going to say this is me or you, Joe, but you remember those friends we had in high school who said, you know, hey, we're 16, you know, we just got our licenses, and we're going to do our own vigilante justice against speeding. Remember those friends?
Oh, yeah, those friends.
And they were like, are we the asshole? So what they did, right, is... You know, they were like The Punisher. And the movie sucked, right? Hang on, before we get into the story, The Punisher in 2004 was rated the worst movie of the year. It was really bad, but it stuck with these people. Like, how can I be the Punisher?
Literally my favorite movie of, like, all time. Like, I love that, like, when he holds the icicle to his back and he's freaking the guy out and he thinks he's getting burned with the torch.
It's so hot it feels like a popsicle on your back.
Yeah, that voice. Oh, it killed me the whole time. It was great.
So these friends were like, hey, are we the asshole? And I want you viewers to actually answer this if you can. What they would do is, we're going to stop speeding. People speeding. Speeding kills, right? Speeding is not a good thing. So what they would do is, you know, they'd be driving somewhere, fresh license, and if they found a speeder, they would go up, you know, speed past him, merge over, and slow down so that they were going the speed limit.
Yeah, just to help correct the situation to make it a safer situation for everybody, really.
And you remember that ridiculous thing that they told us what happened?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all the time.
I think it was a cold winter night, you know, somewhere, and what happened was that happened. And what did they do? Do you remember what happened, Joe?
I remember there was a little bit of a freak out there. They may have gotten upset. May have done something they shouldn't have done. I'm a little blurry. It was definitely wildly entertaining, though. So I heard.
I recall that the driver, after getting slowed down the speed limit, went in front of them, did the same thing but more aggressively, and slammed on their brakes.
Yeah.
And almost caused an accident.
That is definitely accurate. So the story is here, basically they learned to merge and slow down. That's what was taught.
Yeah, exactly. And when we say slow down, people, they slammed on their brakes and almost caused an accident. Because they were pissed.
Yeah, there was almost insurance called. That's for sure.
Yeah, those friends were not. So are they the asshole guys? Let us know. Or were they just trying to make sure speeding didn't kill that night?
Yeah, I mean, let me know if they are the asshole.
Yeah, of course. All right, guys. So we're jumping in this Reddit thread. People just post there either with their username or anonymously, am I the asshole? And they say the situation. So, Joe, I'll let you go ahead, read the title and the story of whatever you want to pick first.
All right, so let's take a dive here. So there's a lot of different craziness here. I love the one. So on this post, I guess somebody updates it with everybody sucks, they suck, I suck, I don't know. But there's an everybody sucks that am I the asshole if I stop paying my daughter's tuition over a disgusting comment she made towards my new girlfriend?
Well, let's jump into it.
So my 56 male wife, 56M,
56 M wife. I'm going to assume it's a woman.
All right, yeah, let's go ahead and assume. It's a woman, so 56 years old. Maybe that's what it is there. Wife died at a young age of 51. No? Okay, so we'll just ignore that part. So my wife died at the young age of 51 from a car accident. I was in deep mourning for about a year after her death. I met my new girlfriend around January. She was the one who made me laugh for the first time after my wife died. She's smart as hell. Has a dark sense of humor that I love. Also have a great dark sense of humor. A terrific cook, and overall an amazing woman who I can imagine spending the rest of my life with.
So let's pause here. So it sounds like he went through a really hard time in his life. He's in a really dark place, and he finally found someone who's helping him heal past his wife dying, which is a good thing, right?
Oh, see, that's where I got a little confused, because I assumed that it was a wife talking about a wife. So maybe he's a 56-year-old male.
Yeah,
that makes sense. That makes much more sense. So let's take a look. So 2 children. She got along immediately with the new girlfriend. Was very standoffish. Probably a little bit upset. Apparently called her a fat pig. So that made her sob immediately and ran out of the bedroom. He felt his face turn red and told his daughter to get the F out, probably. About half an hour later, texted her that I would no longer pay her tuition. So one mean comment made his girlfriend cry, and he's like, that's it, I'm out, I'm pulling out. You're my daughter, but you know what, I pick her, and just pull out and stop paying for her tuition. That's it. So one mean comment and ruined her whole college. I think I'm going to go with he's kind of an asshole. I don't know. That's me, though.
Well, here's the thing. If you're just to zoom out a little bit, I mean, clearly he suffered, but so did she, right? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like those conversations like where you just need to kind of like cool off and be like, hey, you know, you said something that I don't think you really meant. And like, let's just kind of talk about this. I want to make sure you're in a good spot. And I feel like everyone's an asshole in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. I mean, if they had actually voiced their concerns, there definitely could have been a median there. And then at the end, it's basically like his daughter called him crying, asked him to reconsider, and he's just like, no, my mind's made up. One comment, you're out. You're blood, but I don't care. So
seems like there's some retribution trying to be going on there. And it's like, come on, man. College is too expensive.
Oh, way too much. Like, first of all, she didn't ask to be here, but that's a whole nother story. So, yeah, everybody, I think. I agree.
All right, so I really like this one, and I think a lot of people listening to this can relate to this story. So this one is titled, Am I the Asshole for Pretending to Get Fired When Customers Get a Temper with Me?
Beautiful.
I love this. I am a high schooler with a weekend job at a coffee shop. My coworkers who work weekends are James, the owner's son. He goes to my school. He's a shift manager, but is not a real formal thing. He's a friendly guy. Danielle, a college student who sometimes works weekends too. So sometimes customers will come in and just be angry about such little stuff, like literally blow up about nothing. I don't know if they're in a bad mood already and looking for someone to take it out on or what, but it's a lot. Like, how sad. So you have to be a grown-ass man taking your anger out on a high school and college kids. It's not well written, I'm sorry. So James and I were joking about having a little fun with them and hopefully getting them off our backs. So one day, I was at work and some guy was having a temper about how we don't make the coffee hot enough, which I couldn't do a thing about because I gave it to him right out of the machine. So James came in and was like, Sir, is there a problem here? And the guy started ranting at him too. So he was just like, OP, this is unacceptable and you're fired. I started acting real sad like, no, please don't fire me. My family needs the money. I need the job, please. And he played up being a hard ass, telling me to take off my apron and leave. So let's just pause there. And like, I would feel so guilty if I got someone fired who's just, like, and it's like, you know, it's not for a good reason. and like they're clearly struggling. Like, I would feel terrible in that situation, but I don't really blow up at people in public because that's just rude in the first place. Anyways, the angry guy started to backtrack. Like, it isn't that big of a problem. You don't need to fire her over it. I didn't mean it. And James is like, no, we pride ourselves on the best customer service. Of course, after all that drama, I still had a job. We were just acting, and we've done it a couple of times. Whenever a customer will lose their temper at Danielle or I, James will just storm in and fire us. It's so fucking funny.
Oh man, beautiful. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. That kind of support from your management is absolutely amazing. You know what? The customer is usually right, but sometimes I got to tell you, man, customer service background. If I had a wonderful boss that would just fire me every day, oh, beautiful, beautiful.
You imagine, like, they're like, you damn right they should be fired, and they come back a week later and you're still there, and like, wait a minute.
Oh, 100%. Some of them would be like, you're right, that's right, yeah, I'm the man, I'm the boss. And then they'd walk in like, oh, what the hell?
I smell shenanigans. All right, let's wrap it up. And almost every time the person has come in angry and apologizes and say that they didn't mean it, it's kind of satisfying, making people realize their actions might actually have consequences. Anyway, I was telling my friend from school about this, and a few of them thought it was a mean prank to let someone go away thinking that they've gotten someone who desperately needs money fired. So are they the asshole, Joe? Do you feel like that those people doing that show for the mean customers, are they an asshole?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm sorry. The person that's the asshole in that situation is the person that expects somebody to get fired for making a small mistake at a job they probably worked 70 hours at with no breaks.
Underpaid.
Yep, exactly.
And underappreciated.
Oh, 100%. Look, we're here to help you, but yeah, some people, I'll tell you, man.
I personally feel like James is a hero in this situation, so thank you, James.
Oh, yeah, let's go hero, 100%. All right, so I've got a story here, so let's get comfy. Let's get in this one. Am I the asshole for firing an employee after his parents died? So interesting start right off the bat. I mean, just in general, kind of depends. So let's look at the situation. I'm the VP of sales at a software company, and one of our sales development reps' parents passed away at the beginning of April. Sadly, they were involved in a car crash, and both lost their lives. Terribly sad. Now the employee in question is a very young 22-year-old guy who's been with us for about 10 months now. He's a great employee, and we're thinking about promotions in the next 6 months for him. His job is a high-paying one for a new grade, up there, about 90, 100K with commissions.
That's big where we're at. Maybe not California, but it's big here.
Oh, definitely big here. Definitely big. And that's with base, so we expect a lot from this position. Because the accident, we let him take 1 month paid leave, and he's a month off. I mean, in any job, a month off, even for death, that's pretty awesome.
It's pretty, yeah, I agree.
Pretty
Most places
accommodating.
are like maybe 1 or 2 weeks, depending on like
I get 2 days.
relationship.
2 days. So, anyways, back to the story. So, he's feeling super unmotivated, not cold calling, not calling out to reach prospects for the last 2 to 3 weeks since he's come back. Our whole management team has noticed this, and we decided to let him go because we feel like he'd need months and months to be able to produce again at the level he was already at before his parents died. So obviously this is a situation where he was close to his parents, because we all got different situations out there. He was close, so it hit him hard. I guess they called him into a meeting and gave him the bad news. He was very calm and rude about it, which I would be 100%. He told them to go fuck themselves, which again, 100% would and probably have done. Got up, went to his desk, grabbed a few things, and left. Are they the asshole for firing him?
I'm going to say 100%. So here's my point of view, Joe. In America, I don't think that we help people that are suffering through mental illness, right? You can give someone a month off, but if you're not providing the resources to help them get better, whether it's through counselors or some type of I don't know, way to help your mental health, and you pay for it, right? I think that this person needs counseling. It's not the time off. It's like they need to talk to someone. If your parents die, especially both at the same time, I would probably be in the same situation. And if you're already doing a good job prior to that, like, I think they should give them more time. I think they should have worked with them more. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
So I think I'm the problem here. So I hate my parents. If they died, I'd be like, woo, 2 days off. All right, let's go. Let's go do something. We got some days off. We're doing some great stuff. Not go to the funeral, that stuff. So I'm definitely the problem because that's what they expect. He actually cared about his parents. So it hit him pretty hard. And again, it's the same thing. It's that kind of support afterwards. I feel like they didn't support him. They didn't give him the stuff he needed so that he could get back to that production, because we all can, stuff happens. If you're well taken care of and you get in that mental state, you can always come back from anything, no problem. But he just didn't have the support. So I think, they're definitely the asshole for firing.
The asshole ranking.
Yep, 100%.
All right, the next story is, am I the asshole for making a dad joke? Note, my stepdaughter, Madeline, was about a year old when I married her mother. Jessica, Madeline's father, died before she was born. Oh, God, I don't like how this is being framed.
Not a good start.
Madeline is currently 15, and she's rebelling for almost everything. The teenager angst. Yep. She did something bad, so while picking her up, I set a punishment up for her. Then she said, "You're not my dad. I don't have to follow you." Honestly, I got a bit hurt from that. But I understand that she didn't mean it, and that she'd probably change. I just replied, "I'm still your legal guardian for the next 3 years, and as long as you're in my house, you will have to follow my rules." That happened about 2 years ago. Our family was going grocery shopping, and Madeline said, "I'm hungry. I need food." I decided to be extremely cheeky and say, "Hi, hungry. I'm not your dad."
Oh,
I'm sorry.
So that hit hard.
"Hi, hungry. I'm not your dad." Okay, damn, dude, that's not appropriate. I'm already thinking this guy's an asshole, but I'm going to keep reading. I just didn't expect that. Mm-hmm. My son just started to laugh uncontrollably.
As I would, probably, yeah.
My daughter was just quiet with embarrassment, and my wife was berating me not to stoop down to her level. I honestly thought it was a funny dad joke, and my son agrees. So, am I the asshole? Okay. So the thread rated that everyone sucks in the situation, but I disagree. I think that he's a fucking asshole. I do not fault blame in the daughter, because, like, dude, we've all been teenagers. People get teenage angst, and that's just how they are, right? Like, she's getting her hormones. Like, bro, you need to mature up. Like, if you're gonna, like, provide for them, you gotta be that role model.
Oh, I'm in 100% agreement. He is the asshole. Like, he's the man that came into her life. Like, you got to look at it from her perspective. Like, yeah, it's okay. It's a funny joke. I probably would have laughed, unfortunately.
I laughed.
But that kind of stuff can damage people for their entire lives. So is he the asshole for saying it? 100%. Was it funny? Yeah, it was funny. But should there have been a wall there? Maybe. Just go with the normal dad jokes. "Hi, hungry, I'm dad." Not your dad. Not your dad. I mean, it would be. So, yeah, he's the asshole. Yeah, that's gonna come back 30 years from now for sure.
That's so funny. All right, go ahead, Joe. What do you got?
All right, so I got a great situation here. I think we've all kind of run into this one time or the other. Maybe not this exact situation, but we've definitely had this happen for sure. And if not, no worries. So, am I the asshole for deleting my son's Minecraft world?
I gotta pause real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you remember the Game Boy Advance?
Yeah.
You remember Pokemon?
Oh God, yes.
So I had a Pokemon Red. All right. So this makes sense because you don't understand how this can hurt a child. So I remember I was sitting there in my room, and I had my AAA batteries in my Game Boy. Maybe it's AA, sorry. And I had it, like, on the charger, though, at the same time on my wall. And I was sitting there playing my Pokemon, and my sister comes on. She's like, "You're obsessed with that game. I bet if it turned off, like, you'd be super upset." I was like, bitch. I was like, "Watch this." And I unplug it from the wall, and it turned off. I was like, because it had batteries in it. Like, it should have stayed on. And I've tested it later, and it, like, it stayed on, but that at that moment it turned off. I lost all of my my save file. It was gone.
I would have just put it down.
3 hours of work.
Yeah.
And I was like, is the universe against me? And like I was like, yeah, I don't care to my sister. Like I kept like a stone cold face, even though like in my insides I was panicking. Like, what the fuck is happening here? This shouldn't have happened. We've done tests and this doesn't happen. And yeah, I was hurting on the inside.
Yeah, no. I've been there. Like, for me, it was Donkey Kong and my mom. Like, I was getting through the Donkey Kong on the NES. Like, it was getting crazy. It only saves at the end of the level. Just clicks it off and tells me to clean my room. And I'm like, excuse me? Do what? Oh, hell no.
Not cool.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. So let's jump back into the story here. They have two children, a 9-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter. My son had a Minecraft world where he built quite an impressive castle on an island, which is awesome, which he was very proud of, and he should be. Since school is canceled, he has had issues with waking up on time. He was supposed to wake up at 7 each morning, but for the past month, he's been sleeping into about 9 or 10, which, I mean, if you don't have school, it makes sense to me. I always set an alarm for him, but he sleeps right through it. I don't wake him up because waking himself up is a skill that he needs to learn. I don't know if I agree with that, but we'll continue with the story. I told him about 2 weeks ago that there are going to be consequences for him if he continues to sleep in every morning. At first, he understood and was waking up on time every morning, but for the past week or so, he's fallen back into his old habits. I told him yesterday that his final warning today. So he told him yesterday that today is his final warning. If he sleeps in, something's going to happen. Today he slept in until 11. So he followed through with his warning and went on the computer and deleted his favorite Minecraft world. He also took away computer privileges for the next month. When he told him, he started screaming and crying. He told me that he spent a whole year working on that world and is very distraught that he's never going to see it again. He's been crying and sobbing throughout the day and has refused to eat any of his meals. Is he the asshole for deleting the world?
I fucking hate him.
Oh, 100%.
I dislike him because it's like I'm not a big artsy guy, but like if you pour your heart and soul into something, you work a year on it, and it's just deleted within a second, that's cruel. That's not okay. Like he clearly, like when you're a kid, dude, you make mistakes. And like you could be like, hey, no Minecraft for a month, and that's okay. That would be hard for him. But you destroying a creative project where he put his soul into it, I'm just fuck that, man. I'm not cool with it.
Oh, 100%. Like even in, I know this is gonna get nerdy for a second. Bear with me here. Even in creative mode, it is not easy to build a castle on an island and have everything going, and to spend a year. That poor child has spent all of his creative ability into creating this amazing thing that he will go back to for years, and then just poof, it's gone. It's like an artist drawing a painting that he would be famous for, and someone just covering it in white paint. Like, I feel it's crazy destructive. So yeah, I think he's an asshole.
Yeah, and the thread said he was an asshole, so good.
Good. He got what he deserved.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my favorite stories that I read earlier today, and it's called Am I the Asshole Because I Ate More Than My Fair Share of the 6-foot sub last night? Like, I don't know, man. Let's get into it. What I thought would be a total non-issue has ballooned into a huge problem, and I'm up at 7:05 a.m. dealing with it. I figured while I wait for a text, I could post here to see what if I really did was that bad. I'm a fat ass. I love that.
Beautiful.
There's no way to get around it. I love to eat, which probably borders on an addiction. But I figure, since I'm only hurting myself, it's probably better to just live my life. I have some great friends, although there is no doubt I'm the harmless, funny, token fat guy of the otherwise pretty good-looking group. I guess that sets the stage enough. Last night, my friends hosted UFC, and I was invited. He got a 6-foot party sub. I also brought homemade wings that are sort of my specialty. Well, of course, people flocked to the food, and I had basically one serving of the sandwich. But people devoured my wings, and I didn't get to have a single one of them. Which is totally fine. That's why I brought them. But maybe an hour later, I was starving. I kept my eye on the sandwich.
Timing it.
And I'd say there was about 3 feet of it left. I waited for an hour and another half hour, and no one had touched it, but they were still munching on the chips, pretzels, and whatnot. So I was like, screw it. I took about half of what was left and ate it. Then, the last half hour, sat on another 10 to 15 minutes, and no one said anything, so I ate the rest. Well, to be sure, as I was swallowing the last bite, the host's girlfriend asked where the sandwich was. Like I was the guilty party, pretty much everyone pointed at me. I guess they noticed me eating the sandwich. She was furious and said that I was an incredible pig and that I had been super selfish to eat 3 feet of sandwich. I felt so bad and tried to explain to her that I really did wait over an hour and thought people had lost interest. I also tried to explain how everyone had ate my wings, and she said something along the lines of, "You brought them to share, Alan, and if someone had eaten over half by themselves, they're not fucking sharing, is it?" I offered to order a pizza or even go get a Subway, and she said that it was a pathetic offer because the party sub had been from the local shop owned by her friends. I said I was sorry, but the night was so tense from then on out. I woke up to this morning to several texts from my twin sister, the host girlfriend's best friend, saying that I had to get my shit under control and that everyone is really mad at me that I embarrassed myself last night. I tried to explain to them what my mindset had been, and they haven't responded. Was I the asshole for eating that much of the sandwich last night? Joe, how do you feel?
Oh, hell no. Okay, first of all, he offered to get another sandwich. Like, I get it was a nice sandwich from another, like it was a homemade or from her friends or whatever it was. But look, just like she said, okay, it was brought there for everybody, okay? And he offered to replace the sandwich. He was totally apologetic. Look, myself being a fat guy, just so everybody knows, if you ask a fat guy to a party, he's gonna eat your sandwich. 100%. You got to know that going in. Like, you tell me, like, hey, we're hanging out, there's gonna be this 6 foot sub, like, that thing's gone. Like,
I'm gonna give you an analogy, and I want you to think about it. Thanksgiving. You and your wife, you cook a long time to make a great Thanksgiving dinner. You invite your family, your extended family over. I mean, like, turkey takes a long time to make. Not to mention you want to make the perfect sides. And you put in lots of work. And, like, when you make a Thanksgiving dinner, you feel like you're going to have leftovers for, like, a week.
Oh,
so,
yeah, turkey sandwiches. Yep.
Let's imagine, like, you invite your family, they eat their fill, but, they bring their Tupperware, their Ziploc baggies, and they just raid what you have and leave. Would you be upset?
I'd be like, excuse me, that is my turkey. Okay, I put my heart and soul into baking that turkey. If you leave with any of that and it is not down your gullet, you're going down. Okay.
So, I feel like he is partially at fault here. Like, I understand what he's saying. Like, I could be that guy. I could be the one that's like, hey, I've waited an hour. I'm trying to be polite, but, like, I'm fucking hungry. I want to eat that sandwich. And, like, I think the moral of the story is, good people make bad decisions sometimes, and they can't anticipate the consequences of their actions.
So I kind of, I think I'm going to have to definitely agree here. You know what? As a fat guy myself, I know I'm going to eat some stuff, so I would have made some extra wings for myself, okay? I would have known that going in. So, yeah, they ate his wings, but eating the whole 6 foot sub.
Joe, I want to clarify, because he talks in the comments here. He's saying that the sub was 1.5 the size of a Subway sandwich. Oh. So if you ate 3 feet of that is a big fucking sandwich.
Okay, look, I don't care how fat you are. Like, that is a challenge sub. Like, if that is a 1.5 6 foot sub, like, you pushing that down at the end, like, yeah, no, he definitely made an effort to eat that thing. So I think they're both kind of assholes.
All right, you want to do one more story? We'll be done. Still recording.
Yeah, sounds good. I've got a good one here I like. So, am I the asshole for replacing myself with my twin brother at my in-laws' Christmas Eve party? To see if anyone noticed.
I love this title. This is interesting.
Okay, so he's 31 years old. He has an identical twin brother, so that means they look exactly the same. For a while, they've told their wife that none of their family members notice him or care about anything they do. For a while, I've told my wife that none of her family members notice me or care about anything I do on Christmas Eve. But they insist on me attending. She told them that that's not true. They genuinely like him and enjoy talking to him. But he knows that the only times they've included him had been to basically insert himself into conversation, and it feels awkward and unnatural.
Okay, so first of all, like, anyone's going to say that if you, like, hey, like, I feel like you don't appreciate me, you don't talk to me. Anyone's going to come with that response. Very superficial.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look, I think this is one of those situations. Look, we've all felt this. May it had been the situation or not. I feel like the other family does try to include you, but, they're all, nobody's trying to step on toes. That's it. So it can get a little awkward. So he had a wager with his wife to bring his twin brother with him instead of him. So that he would go with her, and he would so his twin brother would go with her, and he would stay home and see if anyone even noticed. I purposefully did not prep Steve on anything. He went in completely clueless. He knew why we were doing it, and it was a game. He gave him $20, but he had no idea what he was in for. So as he suspected, Steve confirmed, or the other brother confirmed, that he wasn't approached all night. Nobody could even tell it wasn't him. And then the other brother admitted that he even felt excluded, and he could only imagine how he felt being the actual husband of her and being ignored. So the morning on Christmas, he invited Steve to join. Normally it's just him and his wife and his parents, but now he's going to bring in the identical twin. They know about him, obviously, but didn't know about the switcheroo. That was when I revealed that last night he was switched with his twin brother, and expressed disappointment that nobody noticed, and said this is why I stopped trying. Nobody talks to him. His twin brother felt the same. His wife drew the line there. She was hoping we would keep this between the two of us as a funny prank. But how can I expect her family to see that they were jerks if I don't expose it? I had to tell them. And for your information, Steve was fine. He thought the whole thing was probably hilarious. But is he the jerk for trying to express a point by using his identical twin in this situation? What do you think?
It's a difficult situation. I don't really have an answer for you. Because I do feel like, I think that he may have a point, that for some reason that their family's excluding them, and that like they may feel like he's inferior or shouldn't be dating this person. I don't know. There's not enough information for me to really tell.
Yeah, on my side, I mean, is he the asshole is the real question here. I mean, I don't think you're the asshole because, first of all, you may be identical twins, but clearly you have two personalities. So, well, hopefully you have two personalities. If you're identical twins and have the same personality, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but that's on you. So, in this situation, are you an asshole for testing it? I don't think he's an asshole.
Imagine
I don't
if it
think
went,
they're an asshole.
hang on, imagine if it went a different way. If they're like, wow, like you actually are a great person. Like before there was something about you, but now like you have a great personality. We love you. You're perfect. Like Jesus, you were really the turning point. Like you've really convinced me that you were worth my daughter's interest. And it's like, oh, I'm the bad twin.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I totally get it now.
Like
totally
it's a lose-lose situation.
Oh yeah, 100%. Okay, so there's definitely the possibility that like the other guy like was awesome, and it turned out they were like, oh hey, we love you. It's crazy. This is nice. So there is a good point here that they clearly had set expectations for him, and he's going down. Like basically on their side, they've tried. They're not even gonna try, and he's going down. I still don't think he's the asshole. I still think the other family is the asshole, just because he's trying to sort stuff out, and he's just trying to figure out if they hate him, if they don't hate him. Like he's literally doing everything he can to satisfy his mother and father-in-law, which is beyond awesome. But they definitely had set expectations and kind of held him down regardless of the personality. So
it's a toss-up.
Yeah, it's a rough one. It's definitely a rough one.
All right, guys. Well, I just want to say we're going to end this here. I want to say thank you, Joe, so much for participating in this podcast. Britton's out. He's had COVID. We hope he gets better. I just want to say also that we've seen 16 subs in the last 28 days. We've seen a 10% increase on people following us. Thank you so much. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe. And as always, thank you for entering the abyss. And as Britton says, what did he say? Oh, yeah, I got it. Until next time.
Until next time.